Welcome to Joy News Interactive on the morning after Real Madrid achieved another feat, getting to the UEFA Champions League final for the third consecutive time. Real's fans are happy while the ASU, the Against Supporters Union, mostly Barcelona fans, are sad. Later tonight, Liverpool will seek to consolidate its qualification by ensuring it wins against AS Roma at the Stadio Olimpico, a feat Barca failed to do early on. And while here in Ghana, there are mixed reactions to the Nation Builders Corps, which according to government will employ some 100,000 people. And apparently President Akufo-Addo's government has created more than 1 million jobs. Anyway, you are live from digital address GA0992539 here in Kokomemle, Accra. We're also on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. On WhatsApp, it's 055-815-7074. So send those messages through. You can also join the interactive train on Facebook and Twitter. We are Joy News on TV. Now, let's start with an intervention that seeks to employ some 100,000 people. President Akufo-Addo on Tuesday launched the Nation Builders Corps, which will employ these Ghanaians to work for only a period of 3 years. So now I want to know, do you think this is the surest way to deal with the country's unemployment challenge? Let's pick your thoughts on Facebook. Jan Bentel says, nurses with same qualifications working in the same health facility, same roles but different salaries in the name of Nation Builders Corps. Brian Jeremiah says, yeah, to some extent, at least some commitment has been made to resolving the challenge. Half a loaf is better than none. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day. This may be the turning point in some people's lives through the little savings they will make and the skills they will acquire from the various workplaces. Nana comes in to say that I know some journalists work for free for months before they were employed. Some were given something for TNT, some were given nothing. This gave them exposure to media landscape. And Linda Obeng says, in fact, a 3-year contract is very generous. It should be a year's contract, reviewed and renewed annually based on performance and competence, punctuality, customer service, etc. That will make workers sit up and not take the work for granted. Nasir Hassan says, at least it will reduce the unemployment rate. He should be commended as we pray it works. For the nurses who said they are bigger and higher than 600 or 700 CDs a month, they should stay home and take the 1,500 CDs they used while still home. That is making them think 600 or 700 CDs is too small. Camilla Valentine says, I wouldn't say no, because it's an opportunity for the wise ones to gather seed money to start up their own businesses and employ others. And Philip says, I don't foresee any permanent employment coming soon. Therefore, this mechanism will help reduce the unemployment rate in the country. Half a loaf is better than none. Victor Rao says, is half a loaf not far better than none? Okay, so people seem to be saying, half a loaf is better than none. But currently, though, the exact unemployment rate is not vividly known. It is believed to be overwhelmingly high and comes with its own negative effects as we as a nation continue to channel out graduates with little or no jobs available. So if you want to read that comment, you can go to Facebook on Joy News on TV. So Aaron says, so why can't they employ them permanently and give them that money? No assurance of work, so that when it's time for elections, they will tell us if we don't vote for them, the next government will stop the program. And it's 3 years, first batch ending just around election time. It is a good idea to make it permanent. And Surazi says, it doesn't in any way address the concerns if nurses who understand even during our national service were paid more than 700 CD. Why should we be brought down? And he got 4 replies. But Adams Hamid says, to all those saying half a loaf is better than none, why are you all acting like beggars in your own country? It is the duty of the government to provide its citizens with jobs. You don't go and bring an employment program that will last for only 3 years. Seth Watson says, for urgent and medium terms measurements to deal with graduates' unemployment challenge, I think the current government has done best shortest way they're supposed to. At least they must start from somewhere to get elsewhere. So those are your comments on Facebook. But so what do would-be graduates make of this? Here's Maxwell Agbagba interacting with some students of the University of Ghana.
Personally, I don't think I would want to, but I think from my perspective, I think the Nation Builders Corps should be, it is a good initiative, all right, but in my opinion, I also think that it's very temporary. Looking at the details of it, the 3-year term that should have to stay in and then go out, it looks temporary, and looking at the vast number of graduates, unemployed graduates out there, I don't think it would meet that, it would satisfy that, should I say, the whole unemployment situation Ghanaians are facing.
So you think 100,000 would not be able to, it's too small?
It's too small, yes. Because looking at the number of people who graduate from the University of Ghana alone, we are looking at distance students, we are looking at the regular students, those from city campus. Every year, a large number of students graduate from the University of Ghana, not just the University of Ghana. We are looking at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. We are looking at UPSA. We are looking at the private universities as well. We are looking at UCC and the polytechnics as well. And all these people end up doing national service. Right after national service, if you propose this, it is a good initiative, no doubt, but the number is just too small, in my opinion.
Interesting. Well, I mean, if you speak to a lot of level 400 students, one thing that they fear is graduate unemployment, knowing that right after school they would have to do their national service. And some will tell you that, look, I don't know what I'm going to do after national service. The Nation Builders Corps is coming. You get paid 700 Ghana cedis. That's a laudable initiative. Or anybody, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a good initiative. Well, the Nation Builders Corps, I know there are some graduates out there who are permanently employed and not taking up to 700 cedis as monthly salary. Some take less, even though they are permanently employed. And looking at the policy, after every 3 years, you would have to go out of it. Maybe the government would bring in more unemployed graduates. Looking at the different works they are going to do, the health, the agric and everything, there are companies out there who want people who have some sort of training. And what you can mention from some departments or some particular fields, if after 3 years you would have to go out from this Nation Builders Corps, you would have some technical expertise that other companies out there would be wanting from you. They could just easily take you in and employ you because you have got the skills from the Nation Builders Corps.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I feel it would, the rolling out after the 3 years would give others.
That's Maxwell Agbagba with some students of the University of Ghana. But between January 2017 and March 2018, government has facilitated the creation of over 1 million jobs in both the public and private sectors of the economy. That is according to Ignatius Bafo, the Minister of Employment. He said these jobs are only in the formal sector, and so what happened in the informal sector is not even accounted for. Mr. Bafo said this at the launch of the Nation Builders Corps in Kumasi on Tuesday morning. We posted this on Facebook, and this is what you had to say. Foster Obeng says, okay, so this guy can lie, and Gabby Osei says, yes, for the faces in NPP, I know most of them. Maxwell says he's just thinking about what he's making from his office, so let him what he feels. Obed K. Boati says, okay, so this is just a member of the Comment Reading Association. He's just reading comments. And Felix says, which jobs of creation are they talking about? This is a complete lie by ruling government. And Pinky says, where are the jobs? Sunday says, where are the jobs, Mr. Minister? Nana Kofi says, continue with your drama. Akwesi says, you politicians think we are your puppets. He comes back to say that where are the jobs? Real Hans says, no wonder there are armed robberies where creating jobs in the air. Okay. Hassan says hypocrisy, NPP. And Philip says, God is watching all with his reward in his hand to reward everyone according to his works. So Prince comes in to say that these politicians at it again. What is the current rate of unemployment? Which institutions employed this number? By this figure, it implies that on average, 73,000 people were employed per month and 3,322 per day. Where were these jobs, Mr. Politician? Why are we doing these kind of things to ourselves? Anderson says, yes, with 110 ministers and 908 staffers, Martin Amadou and Nana Addo's. Okay, so those are some of your comments on that post. Let's see. Senna Dex says, the thunder which will strike. Okay, so a bit of insults here. Yao says, yes, it is true. You created more jobs in the ministries for the NPPs and you employed 900 plus staffers at the Flagstaff House. That's so good. You're working and feeding the NPP and leaving the voters to be spectators. God bless you. Let's see. Beam Na says, how can a president travel too much and create a job for you? He also says that as Ghanaians wallow in hardships, Akufo-Addo blows, okay, that amount of money. So those are your comments on Facebook. Let's see if we can get more interesting ones. And Kwesi Ohine says, freedom of speech. Okay, so Bliss Eric says, hope is not going to be like the nurses that started but froze along the line, and the slots created didn't favor some professionals like engineers who be trained in the technical areas since technology is the backbone for economic development. And tonight, AS Roma welcome Liverpool to the stadium for the return leg of the 2017-18 UEFA Champions League semi-final clash. Liverpool has a 5-2 advantage. Can Roma cause another upset? Let's take your comments. Mo Aziz says the only upset they can cause is a stomach upset. Liverpool has qualified already, and Liverpool will trash them again at Rome. Salah, Mane and Firmino will certainly score. Calvin Z. Derek says, I don't know, see it coming. Liverpool will make it to the final. Chris SK says Roma will win, but Liverpool is likely to qualify tonight. And Dramani says they will threaten to attack more, but it will end in Liverpool favor. Okay, Balanya Katia says, football pulls more surprises and very ungrateful. Brian Richard says the Rome miracle is gonna happen again. Ray Masterflex says in football 1 + 1 is never 2. Anything can happen. Alan Francis says you can guess the feeling if Roma is up by 2 goals in the first half. And Chiller Jacob says we got this. We'll surely be at finals. I'm going to take some of your WhatsApp messages. This one says, okay, I don't think this will help with the unemployment issue. And another one says, half a loaf is better than none. And Valano Akwatia says, instead of this, people congratulate Akufo-Addo government for the bold decision taking and addressing the high rate of graduate unemployment, forcing us as a country over the years. All right, so those are some of your WhatsApp messages. Do keep them coming through. But I'm going to take a quick breather. When I return, Kobe, Spike and Kuma will join me for Tech Talk Wednesday. Stay with us.